How's it going, guys? It's Solomon here from the Progressive West. I'm coming back on here to make another Marianne Williamson video because we're getting a little bit of whiplash when it comes to her campaign. My last two videos were about Williamson, one on the day of the Nevada primary, and then the next day I made a video when she dropped out of the race. She was out of the race for about 3 weeks, and then recently, a few days ago, she announced she's throwing her hat back in the ring and she's unsuspending her campaign, which is pretty funny, honestly. In the sense that I've never seen that happen. I don't know what the history of that is. In modern history, I don't really remember anybody in a primary on the Republican or Democratic side suspending their campaign and then unsuspending it later. And so I just want to give a few of my thoughts about that. I think the reason she did it are essentially the same reasons she wanted to be in the race in the first place, right? She wants to be an option for people. She doesn't think Joe Biden's a great candidate, and she wants to be the one that's out there advocating for the right policies, the right positions, and calling for, a more systematic approach to change, right? That Joe Biden's just not providing. But I think she saw that she wasn't going to win, so she suspended. But now she's like, fuck it, it doesn't matter if I win. So I'm just going to jump back in, I guess, but you didn't have to drop out in the first place, right? So I think maybe, I don't know. Look, she's still on ballots all over the country. I think she saw that in Michigan, I think it was, that she got 3% of the vote. And there was 100,000 voters who voted uncommitted, rather than for Joe Biden to just, over the Israel-Palestine issue, because he's been handling that terribly. And yeah, obviously she's like the ceasefire candidate, and she wants to be the ceasefire candidate, and she's been calling for that. But people, from what I've seen, people have some misconceptions about her position on that. They don't trust her on it. So I think people are fed up with like this kind of, they're fed up and angry with this system. And they don't really feel impassioned about Marianne in particular, so they're just going to say uncommitted, So I think, look, she has every right to to unsuspend her campaign, but obviously when she suspended, that's going to take out a lot of her momentum, a lot of the buzz. And maybe she's getting some more rounds of press now that she's unsuspended, because that's kind of like a funny headline, but I don't know where it's going to go from here. I voted for her already. She's on the ballot in Colorado, so I already put my ballot in. If you want to vote for her, do it. Do it. Colorado makes it really easy, and they sent me an email oh, your ballot's been counted and stuff like that. So my advice to Marianne at this point is, if you want to be a message candidate, you got to make fucking noise. You got to be super aggressive. You got to channel that super aggressive energy, and just make a stink and make a fucking scene and make it make Joe Biden's life a fucking political nightmare. Show up to his rallies, or something. Show up in a place where you're not supposed to be. Do stuff that wouldn't be a normal politician thing to do. If you actually don't care about winning, if you actually don't care about the politics of it, then go and make a fucking stink about it. And don't act like a regular ass politician where you're just sitting around, and you're being super polite about everything. Don't be polite. So that's my advice. And I also think, maybe she's thinking about running next time around. Who knows? But I think she could run next time around. But I think if she makes a stink now, and she gets headlines, just by doing outrageous, acts of protest or something, or doing something sensational, then that would help her further down the line. So to get some kind of, name recognition, and to be able to look back on this time from 4 years from now and say, look, this person was out here doing these things. She was out here, just making a scene, being really active, right? So that's what I would do if I were her, if I had, campaign funds left over, and maybe you don't want to run ads. Okay. Maybe ads are a little bit ineffective. So maybe the best form of advertisement is to have the press come after you. And if they've been ignoring you, then the best strategy in my mind is to make them hate you, so that they have to fucking report on you. Do something outlandish something they can't ignore. Okay. I want to make more videos on this channel. So if you got any ideas for videos, maybe unrelated to Marianne Williamson or whatever, drop them in the comments. I'm going to just try to upload more on this channel. So hit you next time. Hit the subscribe. This is Solomon from the Progressive West, signing off.